everybody, this is Skeet.
I am Mosh and Mike.
Rock and Roll Roundtable.
Another crowd presentation from our good friends over at Moshman Media.
This week, concert etiquette.
I am incredibly old.
What a way to
And
start.
yeah, concert etiquette is becoming more of a issue for me. Okay. I try to take myself back in time to, the early 80s when it wasn't me and my mom going to concerts anymore. It was me and my buddies. And the good old days of the Hara Arena tailgates with frisbees, a lot of beer, a lot of weed, a lot of extra various trips to McDonald's when you got the munchies down the street.
Yeah.
That's kind of a normal tailgating. Some people did it very well and managed themselves. And then you had the power drinkers, the power purging people that when they went into the show, it wasn't for the show anymore. It was because either they were too drunk and couldn't be controlled, or they were throwing up and passing out, or they wanted to fight a motherfucker. You had all the different variations of that in concerts. And that, but at the time we were doing that as teenagers into young adults, the crowd that was above us probably looked at us a certain way. Like, what are you doing? You're stupid. And that's how I started probably 10, 15 years ago looking at other people. It was like, what are you doing? Are you stupid? And it's not being hypocritical to say this, though. Today's crowds at concerts, they are not like we were back in the day. There's something different about this new age concert going group. And there's a lot of different elements to this, dude. Number one, it depends on who you're going to see. I mean, a lot of it depends. If you're going to a venue that doesn't have a floor and you're going to see a yacht rock or a pop group or even some pop country, something like that, you're not going to get real riled up people. You're going to get a handful of drinkers, and you might get some people that don't know how to act normally, like they have conversations on their phone on the speaker when you're sitting next to them. The normal annoying things we have to deal with. But when you're going to a concert, it really does depend on who you're going to see. Because if you're going to a deathcore, you're probably going to get more people that focus less on drinking and more on, I want to slam my body across the room into other people. That's normal for me, dude. That's etiquette, okay.
Yeah.
But when they start swinging for the fences and running at full speed and have no intention of just moshing with somebody, because moshing is when you gently bump into, you're pushing each other, you're kind of giving each other a jab, but you keep it under a certain decibel. You got to keep it down to a certain area. When you got guys just going for fucking broke and swinging and running full speed, and they're there for the moshing. They're not even paying, they don't even pay attention to what's happening on the stage, which is one of the reasons I'm at a concert, is to actually watch the performer, not have to worry about you come slinging into my corpse at 100 miles an hour. Okay. But, dude, in reality, that's been that way for a while. It's just got more intense because the music, to be honest, the music's gotten more intense too. So maybe that correlates to each other. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But there's a few things that I've never understood about concerts when I go there.
Okay.
Number one is if you're going to see a band and it's a bigger band, like a pretty massive star, guess what? Probably not a good idea to get on stage, especially with what we had with Dimebag in the day.
Yeah, that's
You get on the
understandable.
stage, you're going to get smashed by security, or the artists themselves have been known to throw a right hook if you're coming out of a circle. Not saying it doesn't still happen and it ends in a good way, but I've seen some people get really cranked, and rightfully so, for jumping on stage. Unless you're at like a grindcore show, like obscene, extreme stuff like that. These they invite you up on the stage. They want everybody up there dancing and dance goofballing around, weaving in and out of the people that are in the band, which would drive me fucking nuts. As a musician, a singer, I don't want nobody in my area.
Yeah.
I just don't. I had a couple times, just a couple times happened to me. Didn't dig it at all. So, but that's what they want. They invite them up. Okay, you're taking a chance. All good.
Yeah.
The next one would be, the stage divers. They've been there forever. That's pretty much, you get to the security box and they just help you to the end. You go around, you come back. I saw this at Louder Than Life, dude. I saw a couple that were doing it, and just in one set, they were back and forth like 6 times. They just wanted to see if they could get to the front by people pushing them there,
Yeah.
and he'd come right back out. Security was cool, let them right back out. He come running down. That was their whole show. But how do you enjoy the show? How are you even enjoying the show if that's all you're worried about is crowd surfing to the security box, not even the stage, to the security box? I could see doing it once or twice just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
When you're doing it the entire length of the set, it doesn't make any sense. That to me is weird.
Well,
Weird.
do you think psychologically that they feel that they are now part of the show? Is it something that the individual is wanting to I was the crowd surfer that was going, you know,
Yeah, I mean, it has to be. Uh, I've never had the luxury of being a crowd surfer
well,
because I've always been big. I've always been a big boy. Not only didn't think people would want to do it for me, they probably would have. You've seen big boys get pushed over there, but I don't want it. I wouldn't have wanted it because I'm thinking somebody's going to drop me. I'm going to be all screwed
no.
up. I don't have any ambitions of stage diving. I never did. I didn't want to get up there and jump and hope to God somebody decides to catch me
Yeah.
before I splatter like a bug on the floor of a concrete venue. I don't want to do that. I'm there to watch the show. If I dance a little bit, all right, I'm moshing around. I'm pushing a few people, keeping them out of the circle, in the circle. That's all fine and dandy. When they start doing this shit,
The
the
wind
gorilla.
ups, yeah.
I call it the gorilla when they're doing this shit in the fucking middle of the pit. It's like no, no, stay your ass over there. And to be honest, that's been me for 20 years, and not because I'm just incredibly ancient at this point. I didn't even care for it when I could do it. It's like, dude, you're disrupting my show here. I want to be able to enjoy the show too.
Yeah.
Dancing, but you don't have to get all dramatic. You don't have to win an Oscar out here. We're not, yeah. And maybe music hits people different. I'm not going to say that because there's stuff I do that you don't. Like when I hear a good breakdown, I will swing into the air in my own personal space, or I might punch the table I'm on, and it's not because I'm mad. It's because it's just so damn intense. I got to get something out. I got to get something out of there. So all that's kind of understandable. Then we'll get into the non-understandable stuff. And this, all this stuff is ancient as well. I mean, it's been
Okay,
going on for.
so we're talking. Are we kind of just touching on pit etiquette? Is that what
No,
we're
no,
kind of?
no. It's show etiquette altogether. But I'm just
Oh,
talking. The pit was one of the things I talked about. Tailgating is another.
yeah.
Then we'll get into some of the stupid shit. And this has been going on forever too. Why do you pay money to go watch a band of your choosing and decide to launch objects at them that will hit them while they're on the stage? What in the God's name purpose is that for? Why do you want to piss somebody off to where they say, you know what? Fuck it, we're done. I mean, the main meme or flashback or whatever we see a lot is the Nickelback incident in Portugal, which Portugal's probably a different, where they started getting hit with rocks,
Whew.
and they said it's 2 songs in. They said, "Fuck it, guess we don't have no rock fans in Portugal. We don't have no Nickelback fans in Portugal," and he got drilled inside the head. And he said, "You know what? Piss on you. We're done." And you see that a lot where people get hit with water bottles. One guy, it was a rapper or something, but he got hit with a full fucking can of beer, smacked him in his noggin. Who's doing it? Why would you go to a show to see that if you're going to throw shit at it? Now, brawls and panties and shit the girls used to throw on stage, that's kind of different. That's not going to hurt nobody. But when you're pelting like beer cans and cups of beer and water bottles and other random shit. There's people that throw. One guy got hit with like a boomerang kind of thing, and dude, what? Why is that good etiquette at all? Why would you do that?
I Mikey, I saw not too long ago a video of one time Angus was playing and somebody chucked a fucking a, a, a beer cup at him. And of course, everybody knows about Sebastian Bach getting into an argument with somebody down. Well, I'll kick your ass, and fucking launched himself and he hit somebody with something and got sued. I mean, that's kind of, you would think that would be common sense, not to
Yeah,
fucking do this shit.
it
Where the
should
lead
be.
singer launches off and fucking goes to kick somebody's ass, hurts somebody else, gets fucking. It's like, that's just fucking stupid.
Yeah, I mean,
But
it's
I thought that was more the extreme case. That
oh yeah, but yeah,
once in a
I mean,
while it happens.
you can watch about any stream of videos. You just try to type in concert, throw objects at concert. It's every kind of genre too. It's not just hardcore. It's not punk. I mean, I've seen Green Day get hit with stuff and stop playing, and I think No Effects had it happen at one point where they stopped playing because you're a guitar player, so you're playing along to a song, and you get pelted in the head with something you don't know what it is. Are you going to just keep playing through? It would be tough because you don't know what just hit you, especially like a freaking beer can's got to feel like a rock.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, that would be something crazy like throwing your underwear. That's not going to hurt me. But even that though, dude, really, you think
Well,
about it.
you
They
know it
throw it
all.
up and you're playing your guitar, right? You're
Yeah,
swinging,
no.
and the panties get stuck in your strings. What's going on? You're not going to be able to play. So you got to try to throw them out of there. You're
I,
off. You're off your
I might
time.
get some disinfectant. You know.
Yeah, you don't know. But yeah, it's been a long standing question to me where people learn kind of their etiquette. And I know some people just are naturally asshole. And they just go to a concert just to not enjoy it. Just enjoy the bands or anything. They go for the experience of the concert. So okay, but then they got to make everything. It's all they're the only ones there that want to enjoy the show. They cut even simple shit. They cut in line at the t-shirts thing. They push their way to the front instead of like, excuse me, I'm trying to, if I can get through. They elbow. They start shoving people, women, men, doesn't matter. They're going to get to the front. And then when they stand there for 10 minutes, they want to come back out. They got to push their way back through. And then they come back and then they go back through. It's like they're just waiting. They just want to see how many times they can get to the front. You got the crowd surfers, and then you got these guys that think once they leave their spot in the second row in a general admission pit or something, they think they have the right to get right back there. And they'll move whoever they can that's why you see fights and shit. And it's like I just don't get that. But when I was talking about throwing shit, there's another thing these people do. They love to toss beer now. This is the new thing. And I went to the country festival, which we have around here, and I stood up to beat a motherfucker one day because I find out it was a woman, so there was another woman down the street, down the thing that got it too, and she come up and confronted her, and it wasn't a fight, but it was a good argument. But the only thing I did was turn around and say, throwing that shit on people is not a flex. It's not the flex you think it is. It's just going to get you in a lot of trouble. And then by the time she got ready to say something to me, another girl had come and just tossed a bunch of shit in her face. So then they started going. But I saw them do it again later, the next day or the same night later. They're shaking up their beer bottle, or it's like a aluminum can bottle, and and then it's like a champagne, and then start doing this with it, like the remnants of it. And it's like, why are you doing it? There's people just trying to enjoy the show. It's like, what is the victory in that?
Well, what does a beer cost at a show now?
Well, yeah, like it's way too expensive for normal, but like, okay, where I go, you can bring your own in. That's fine. It's
Okay,
so
okay.
stupid. I don't want to smell like your raunchy ass, Bud Light all night or whatever the hell it is. I don't want you had your lips and gums and everything on that nasty liquid you got. Throwing it on me, that's a problem. Because, okay, even if it's water, who says I want to get wet? Because it's hot out and you think you're just going to help everybody by throwing water on them?
Yeah.
No, that's going to get you knocked the fuck out. And it's just that simple. I'm all about having a good time, dude. I go to that festival, especially the big festivals,
Okay.
which, I went to 4 days and 3 day festivals for years now. I just want to enjoy what I enjoy. Leave me alone. I don't need to be partaking in whatever you think is a good time. I would never throw a beer at anybody for any reason unless I was going to get ready to fight them, and that was the thing I had in my hand.
The distraction. Well, I mean, if how many times have you seen dude trying to carry 3 fucking beers through a fucking crowd trying to get somewhere and they spill a beer? That is forgivable.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, dude, you should have had one in each hand, made your way through, but you're trying to get 3 fucking beers and you're doing the balance act and you spilled a fucking beer. I knew that was coming. So you kind of laugh, but it's not like you're taking it and going, I went all the way back to wait for this fucking beer. I've got my beer, and now I'm going to get back to my spot and go, woohoo!
Well, yeah, dude. There's another trending kind of thing they do, and it's usually water. But I've seen beer too. I've seen cans of beer. There's bottles of water or cans of beer. where the people will be towards the back, right? And, like concerts, you have like a beach ball, which they do all the festivals I go to have like a beach ball, and everybody's sitting them around, whether you're sitting down or standing up, doesn't matter. It's just something that the crowd gets involved somehow. And I don't really care about it. Doesn't bother me that much. Then you get idiots that decide it's time to take whatever they're drinking, to say a 3/4 bottle of water or a half a can of beer, and just randomly, as high as they can, just toss the fucker up just in the middle of the crowd in front of them. God knows where it lands. God knows who it hits. And especially like some of these festivals I go to, they're all ages. So you're going to tell me there could be a 2-year-old kid sitting there with his headphones on, talking, just watching the people on the stage, get smacked in the noggin with a half a can of beer? I'd be on I'd be on the hunt for finding that.
Yeah.
I just don't understand that. Okay. Somebody can out there in internet world explain that to me. What is thrilling about taking something and throwing it in the air, not knowing where it's going to go and hit at somebody, and you don't even care. You're laughing about it, just being loud. That's another thing when you're kind of going to watch the show. I don't need you like standing in front of me at all times and just talking amongst yourself or showing somebody on your Instagram that I got to walk around you to see what's going on the show. When you're having a little circle jerk there with your buddies, not even fucking facing the direction the band is playing. Why do we do this? That's why I struggle with concerts anymore. It's like I don't expect everybody to goose step to Mikey Brown's direction,
Yeah, I
I
got you.
don't I don't expect that. But I also expect everybody to have some common decency and concert etiquette. Don't make it all about you. I won't make it all about me. We're there supposedly for
For
the same common goal.
for the band.
We're going to have a good time. We're there to watch the band play music and listen to the band play music and enjoy the atmosphere with a bunch of people that just want to enjoy the show. If you just want to do TikTok videos and Instagram and Snapchats and stand in my fucking way, how about move? Or if you're going to toss a beer up in the air, please let me know when you're going to do it. Please. Because as soon as it leaves your hand, you're getting clotheslined by a fat old guy. I'm not playing with these people anymore.
I,
I watched it this past year and said, okay, that's the limitations of my medication right there. Because that's not doing anything but being disruptive and harmful. It's no purpose whatsoever to have a good time at a show. Do you feel the need to have to throw shit in the air randomly?
yeah.
Maybe I'm just old. Maybe I'm just be out to pasture. But that's how I feel.
I've gotten lucky. I mean, the only thing that kind of fucking irritates me as far as concert etiquette is it used to, people would fire up the old left-handed cigarette and pass it
Yeah.
around, and you got to smell it. No big deal. I've been around people that partake, so it's all fucking good. Sometimes the guys that got the vapes now will fucking blow a cloud. That's
Yeah.
irritating, but it's not life or fucking death. It's not whoop somebody's ass time. It,
No.
I mean, yeah, I've been to shows where it just smells like everybody fired up at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you smell like it, but that's a fucking minor inconvenience.
Well,
So
yeah. The
the
vape is more intensified because it's a lot of smoke, really.
yes,
It's more than like a cigarette or some weed would be. It's a lot of smoke, but it does dissipate pretty quick. But yeah, if they're walking right in front of you and they do it, yeah, it does get irritating. Now I'm not going to throw down for it
yeah,
because it's not. killing me. Now, if they turn around and blow it in my face, yeah, you're getting knocked out, or at least attempted to. I mean, that would just be common decency,
Yeah.
normal concert etiquette.
So so what's your positive concert etiquette?
Well, I
I'm
got,
getting all the negatives.
yeah.
So let's.
Well, I got to have a bunch of negatives because I got to get them out there. And my last negative, I do have one more.
Okay.
There's two items you could really invest in to have a better concert experience for those around you, and it's called soap and or deodorant. Because when I used to go to shows, it was kind of a big deal. Kind of wanted to look good, so you take a shower, you put your deodorant on, cologne, a little bit of cologne on, even. No, these guys sound like they're living in their fucking tent outside their car or something, and strolled into the venue. Which, okay, if you're having some problems with that, you probably can't afford a ticket to a show for one. But even if you can and you're fortunate enough to go, please, please know that maybe I might want to just put a swipe or two, just in case I'm like walking through the crowd, gets a little hot, it's a little
Okay. And
warm.
in all fairness,
Uh,
is it because you've done more 3 and 4 day concerts where some of these fuckers might not have access
yeah. And
on the
it's not
third day, and you're kind of getting a little right.
well, the third day, I would almost cut them some slack because I'm like, okay, these guys are probably primitive campers. But when you're there on day one and you're already smelling stench, no, dude, I can't forgive that. It's like have some respect for yourself and respect for others. But that's my last negative concert egg.
Okay.
Now I do think that the concert venues have become much more better. I've a lot better venues than what we've had in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the venues that I've been to in the past couple of years are pristine. I mean, they're very nice places. The one down in just south of us here, the Rose, it's getting another one, which would be cool. It's going to be another a concert arena. I think it's going to be closed in for like the wintertime.
Really?
Yeah, we were down at
On the
the last
property?
show.
On the
No,
property?
just down the street.
Okay.
It's like they're going to call it the Rose 2.0 actually. And they're going to have a bunch of luxury apartments and stuff that are building on the same street. So it's going to be a nice little area for concert goers. They
Okay.
probably have like B&B, you have my Airbnbs and
Yeah.
rentals and stuff. But yeah, nice. It'd be nice to have one you go to year round and get some decent, because right now we're limited, like March to October,
Yeah.
or is all you can really do. So that was a cool thing. But even some of the older venues have really cleaned up. They've kind of
Okay.
stepped up to having more. I don't know, like the Clyde Theater. It was nice. It was
Yeah.
just nice. Staff was nice. The whole people, even the ushers, they didn't get violent or nothing to
No.
nobody. They'd say, "Hey, you can't stand in the aisle." Of course, you get the drunk people. I've seen that too. It's even the nicest venue. You get drunks that want to fight the security, and they take care of business, but they try not to get and disrupt your enjoyment of the show at the same time. So I think that's gotten better. I think people are less inclined to fight than they were.
Yeah.
And whether that's because they don't know what the other person has on them, or it's just not as thrilling to do it anymore. And I don't see as many young people at shows. I don't see as many of those uncontrollably like out of hand drinking as it used to be. I think a lot of them went to the lettuce, to the
Yeah.
devil's lettuce, and they're not as intense as they used to be. So that's kind of that's
Well,
kind of a nice
you
thing.
can always you can always tell because they're the ones that are snacking.
Yeah, yeah,
They're over
yeah,
getting the pizza, and they're a little
yeah.
bit more mellow. So yeah,
I,
that's
I but the ones that you can almost tell the ones that want to fight are usually the ones that I talked about that are throwing stuff in the air for
Yeah.
random reasons. And so you're always gonna have a few bad apples. You can't let it ruin the whole bunch for you.
Yeah.
So, and I just think of getting older, I'm really more particular about the show. I want to know a lot of what the venue is. I want to know how the seating is, if there's seating or not. I mean, what I used to go to all arenas. It used to be big arenas. Now, some of the last few shows have been either outdoor amphitheaters that maybe 5,000, 6,000 people, 20,000 people at a country festival, but there's a lot of grounds to that. It's not
Yeah.
like you're crammed together as much. And then places like Andrew, the one in Cincinnati that's beside the Bengals Stadium down there,
Yeah.
that's a nice clean air. That's a nice clean venue.
Yes.
I don't know if I heard the seats weren't very good. But if you down on the floor, it was nice there. But I heard the seats are a little thin. So
Well,
probably be a bad thing for a guy like me. But
uh,
that's not that's common.
the the good thing about Brady is the way that they set up. So
Yeah, yeah, it looked like
if
a good
you're
setup.
if you're kind of challenged with height and there's a big guy in front of you, you could still kind of see around him because of the way they elevated the seats.
Yeah, yeah, that's not.
So
Yeah, that's very good.
that is nice. That is real nice. So if you're not on the
Yeah.
floor and you're in your seats, you should still be able to see pretty well. Unless they're like a fucking giant, which is usually who I have in front of me. The tallest fucking guy always gets the seat in front of me, and I'm still
Yeah.
doing this shit at the show. But you can't
Yeah.
help that.
No, you can't. And it's like some of the etiquette. I wish some venues would have a little more, maybe not seats so much, but places to like maybe take a break on the outside of the floors. Kind of
Yeah.
like me. I'm too old to be standing in one spot for 3 and 4 hours. So I would have loved like to have a spot to go over and say, okay, let me lean against this for a while, and not have to put all of my fatness onto my joints. But I understand that they're trying to optimize their space too. So I can't really complain. It's just, yeah, but that's not so much etiquette. The whole getting into places is weird now. It's all your phones. It's just from 1977 was the first show I ever went to, with a little pink or a yellow, I should say, a little yellow ticket like that for like $5.50 to see the Love Gun tour, to having it on my phone, having everybody's tickets on my phone, and just standing there swiping at the count. That's progress. I get it, but it took away from it a little bit. Having the tickets and having the stub of the tickets was kind of, I understand why they went to the other system, but yeah, a concert. I used to have a whole photo album of all concert stuff,
Yeah.
which was very cool. But I understand they have to rotate with the times. We're heading, digital age is upon us, all that. But I don't know, dude. What do you think? Do you think everything's calmer now, or do you think it's still the same and we're just looking at it from a different perspective?
I to me, Mike, you got your bad behavior. I just think the bad behavior has fucking evolved through the years. I mean, our biggest thing was going to a show. Somebody might cut in line. You might have a fist fight waiting to get into the big long line at Hera, and
Yeah,
somebody running their fucking mouth, and fuck around, find out happened back then. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Oh yeah, yeah,
So for us, it was more, am I going to get in a fight tonight? Am I going to meet some hotties and hang out? It's just, I think it's just progressed. Now, some of some of the throwing shit, I, guys, I don't know. I don't know what you're proving. Just please,
Uh,
you know, there are other people around you. It's not like you're sitting at home. If you want to sit at home and watch a concert and pay per view to watch a concert, throw your fucking beer in your house.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I don't want to
Spray
see
'em.
somebody get hurt trying to enjoy a concert. And for the most part, people are still polite. You can still hang out with metalheads and talk about cool shit. I mean, sometimes the phones get on your nerves, but it's not a fucking deal breaker. It's not. Because,
Yeah.
sometimes I want to get a little picture or something. I get it. So I'm guilty
Uh,
of it.
there's some
Maybe,
bands that ban phones.
yeah.
I
So,
know they don't want to see all the phones. I know Ghost banned them from shows, and
yeah.
I think Corey Taylor Slipknot has thrown a fit about phones a couple times.
Yeah.
That I mean, that's just we've had to deal with that. It used to be the lighters, now it's everybody's cell phone,
Yeah.
flashlight,
Well,
and that
and
kind of stuff.
some of the venues, like for like the pop stars, you scan something on your phone and they'll send something to your phone and it'll do shit during the show.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've heard about
You know
that
what I'm
too. I've
saying?
never
So
had it.
I mean
Yeah.
that's kind of neat, but
It's a
all
little
right,
too much.
that's
It's a
it's
little too much.
interactive, but that's not a deal breaker. I'm more the if you're going to like the metal shows and you get your guys that are in a pit, I still like to see people either keeping the wall when
Yeah.
people's moshing. I'm good at that. I'll kind of put my hands on you to say, okay, hey, dude, and help you back in, and picking people up. If
Yeah,
somebody
definitely pick
falls
them
in a
up.
pit, if you're not picking somebody up, you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah. If you're throwing punches or not picking people up, then that's the two worst case
Yeah.
scenarios you can have.
So I understand you're into the show and you want to mosh and people move out of the way. All right, do it in that area. Like I said, I'm here to help push you back and keep from getting bowled over myself.
Yeah,
Continue
yeah,
doing what you're doing, but you know,
yeah, yeah. There's very few things I really get really upset about. Throwing things is one. Going too hard at about anything. I mean, if you're drinking, if you're going to throw up, do it elsewhere. I've had people throw up right at my feet. That's kind of gross. I understand sometimes you can't avoid it, but try your best. And this spraying beer shit, just throwing it out of your bottle or can like that into people's backsides, that's just asinine. Quit doing that. And please don't let me see you at a
well,
concert doing
I
that,
mean,
especially if
and
it hits me or my family or something.
you haven't had a drop to drink all fucking night, and you get in your car to go home, and the cop
Yeah,
pulls you over because you might be speeding, and all he's going to smell is Jesus Christ. Were you
yeah,
bathing in it?
they're not going to believe some
Well,
random person sprayed
you
me with
know,
beer at the concert. Yeah, oh,
let's
sure they are.
let's go do the breathalyzer because some asshole was spilling beer. I'm sorry, sir. Eh,
Yeah,
just kind of use that.
common sense needs to make a big comeback.
Yeah,
But like I said, it just hit and miss. Some genres of music you don't have any of this stuff, but some that you wouldn't expect are like having most drunk people. Or another one you don't expect will have more crowd surfers. So it's like every time's a kind of a new adventure.
yeah.
But just use your noggin. What would you do in this situation? Just to enjoy the show. You're trying to enjoy the show and hope to God everybody around you kind of just knows what they're doing. Has some concert etiquette. That's all we ask. Try. At
Yes.
least try it out.
Well, Mikey, that
Uh,
was a pretty interesting topic. The beer thing, the throwing the beers and throwing full cans,
yeah.
that blew my fucking mind. I hope,
Yeah.
like I said, I like everybody to have a good time at a show, but there's some lines, and those are the lines I just don't. I wouldn't be into either. So
Yeah.
good call.
If it's a beer or a water or anything, the only place you should be throwing it's in the trash. Don't throw it at the artist or the people around you. That's all we're asking.
Yeah. All right. Well, that sounds like a good place to wrap it up, Mikey.
Yes, sir.
All right. This is Skeet.
Mushin' Mikey.
See ya!
Peace out.